Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Pure Picks, the best bets edition for Dariush versus Tsarukyan this upcoming fight night. Joined here by my man Gerard, Top G. How are you doing, Top G?
Doing great, man. We're on a roll. Let's go.
Exactly. Let's try to keep it that way. Let's keep the momentum going because we're working with some great action right now. I just want to keep that train going. Um, Before we get started on the best bets video, I just want to thank everybody for subscribing, liking the videos. Really helps out in terms of making the content, gives us some extra motivation for everybody. We just recently hit 100 subscribers. Actually, I think we're at like 109 right now. So please keep it coming. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Everybody that you know, please share the video because it will just really help out as far as the content for this channel and also the brand as a whole. And also, I wanted to go over some success that Gerard had from last week. I know Alex hit a sweep for his best bets, but Gerard and everybody from this brand really did great job last week. Gerard, do you want to share one or two plays that you did well last week?
Yeah, my main bet, which was a two-leg parlay, it was a two-unit, two-leg parlay that James denied on the MMA best tips.
I remember that. I was like, fuck no with that shit.
He thought it was too risky, but I had a two-unit play on Michael Morales and Britu that hit pretty nicely, and it didn't make it on our MMA bet tips, but yeah, that was a big one. And also the Paul Craig. That one hit. Paul Craig over 1.5. And yeah, it was a good week overall for UFC Vegas 82.
Definitely, definitely. And thanks for, sharing those plays. This upcoming week for the Better MMA tips, we're gonna get everything on track and refined. So, I'm not gonna personally block any plays where I don't have the majority anymore. So we're gonna go at it for this week. Let's start off with some best bets though for Dariush versus Tsarukyan. This is gonna be in my opinion, a pretty tricky card. I think that if you look at some of the odds, some of the plays right now that are available on Bet Online, it looks really tricky to me. I mean, the over unders for a lot of these are like over under 1.5, which is you don't see that quite often. Most most likely it means that some of these fights could potentially end in inside the distance. So I think it's going to be a tricky card, but Gerard has some plays and has some best picks that he wanted to share with us today, and we're going to try to find some diamonds for you guys. So, Gerard, would you like to start off with your first play? I believe it's a prop, and I think it could potentially be a good one.
Hmm. Yeah, so as Alex would say, I got 10 gigalocks on this card, but for me, I got no gigalocks on this card. This is a pretty tricky card. But my first high confidence play here is Mel Costa over Garcia in this fight. And yeah, I like Mel Costa in this one.
Awesome. And Mel Costa, I mean, right now for the viewers, his money line is minus 230. Any kind of angle that you're specifically attacking for Mel Costa right now? What would you play him as?
This one I think Garcia, Steve Garcia, he's kind of this is like a style that's kind of tailor made for Costa to finally get a highlight finish here because Garcia he's opened up with his chin out there the entire time. He's pretty reckless, and even a short guy like Shailene was able to drop him every time he gets touched there. I keep thinking he's about to die or something. So yeah, I would for me, I'm thinking of playing inside the distance for Mel Costa in this one. Yeah, I
Side the
kind of like
distance.
the inside the distance prop.
Got it. So Mel Costa inside the distance right now, it's plus 110 on Bet Online. I believe the props just dropped today. So if you want to get in on some of this action, recommend go check out the lines for yourself right now. They're all pretty similar since the last time they dropped. Hasn't been any crazy movement so far. So your first prop pick is Mel Costa. I believe you had another prop pick. What's going to be your second prop pick?
My second one is kind of a tough one because I think we should see get more confident in it as weigh-ins come closer. But this one I got Jalen Turner.
Hmm.
Jalen Turner over Bobby Green inside the distance as well. So I just think Jalen Turner is actually a more dangerous fight for Bobby Green than Hooker was for this one. I think the tarantula is just dangerous, athletic, and his size is going to be pretty hard for Bobby Green to keep his hands low the whole time. So yeah, this could be a bad matchup for Bobby Green. So I like the inside the distance, Jalen Turner.
Awesome. And right now, the inside the distance prop for Jalen Turner plus 140 on our affiliate bet online. So that's a pretty juicy prop pick, if I do say so myself. I also believe that you had another play, a potential underdog play here. Would you like to explain to the pure pickers what that play is?
So the underdog of the week for me is the not so secret underdog, Kelvin Gastelum.
Mm,
And yeah, I th- going down in weight, this is probably his weight class. And Sean Brady does not look the greatest in terms of striking as of late. And Gastelum might be the best striker he'll be facing on his resume. So yeah, I think Gastelum has the wrestling and the striking for a lower weight division and be able to get the win here.
awesome. And Kelvin Gastelum right now is plus 120 on Bet Online. I believe the last time that me and Alex did the breakdown, he was closer to maybe like plus 100 or plus 105. So I even said on that breakdown that I was waiting for a potential better price on Kelvin Gastelum. Looks like we've achieved it today. So I'm pretty much in agreement with that play. By the way, he's also my underdog lock of the week. I am getting a little concerned by how many people are saying he's because the line just seems a little too easy, right? Plus 120, like a guy like Kelvin Gastelum coming off facing a guy like Sean Brady who's coming off of like pretty embarrassing KO loss to Bilal Muhammad. So we'll see what happens. And it does seem a little easy and a little trappy right now, but I'm still going with my guts and my brain and just going with Kelvin Gastelum because I do think he's the better fighter here. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you in that case. And you also had another two bonus plays, I believe, right? Could you explain
Mhm.
to the pure pickers your first bonus play for us?
So my first bonus play here, I'm I'm kind of at a low to medium confidence in, but I think it has a possibility to hit here. I have Benil Dariush
Wow.
on money line. So the way I see this, I watched a lot of tape because I was trying to find a clear, like easy lock path for Armin Sarukian to win to account for the odds that they gave him. But the more tape I watch, the more I feel like this is closer to a pick 'em
Hmm.
than what the odds are saying. So Benil Dariush is also a southpaw, and I know in the past Sarukian has had trouble with a lot of southpaws. And yeah, I've seen him eat some knees, some left knees, and Benil Dariush likes to throw those knees to the body or to the head. And Dariush has that straight left that he likes to use as a counter as well. And I think Dariush is actually an underrated striker and a more underrated counter striker. So I think the odds should have been more closer to a pick 'em. And I I'm taking Benil Dariush money line as an underdog here.
Awesome. And yeah, that's a potential bonus play from Top G Gerard right there. Just to tell you and also the viewers, the peer pickers, Benil Dariush opened up at a plus 150 on Bet Online. And ever since, I think the it dropped like November 6th or so. It's been a few weeks, and he's been, kind of faded against Armin. So people have been piling money there, but the odds makers, the people that released the odds in the first place, they also thought that this was closer to a kind of a pick'em fight, not necessarily a pick'em, but they put Benil as just a slight underdog there. So yeah, interesting to see that. Best of luck to
Yeah,
that. I
and
mean, yeah,
uh, what's the odds for the Benil sub?
Benil sub. Let me check. Yeah, because the props just dropped today, so everything's really fresh right now. And just for you, it is plus 1,000. So that's a 10x for
Plus
Benil sub.
1,000. All right. So not as big as Alex's Jekka plus 2,000 that hit last week or the other week, but that might be a live play there. Yeah, put sprinkle some units possibly, but only if you like to play. But yeah, I might look at that throughout the week.
Definitely. And I think you had another bonus play for us. Could you explain to us? I think it's over under round play.
Yeah, so this card, I was looking at all the over unders, and a lot of these over unders, 1.5s. There's a lot of 1.5s, and all of these look kind of hard to hit, and the odds don't look that great either. So I narrowed it down to one, and that is Cody Brundage. As as much as I don't like to say it, Cody Brundage over 1.5. I think he'll be able to survive against a 6'4" newcomer debut. And yeah, my analysis for this fight, I think this could look a lot similar to that Cedricus Dumas
Mm,
versus Brundage fight. And Cedricus, he's 6'3", longer reach, and usually more of a striker, but has some grappling. And I think it's kind of like the same type of frame and skill that Zach Reese has. So yeah, I think Brundage could be able to get this over 1.5.
awesome. And also for the viewers, that prop that Gerard mentioned, it opened up at a minus 150, and it was instantly bet to a plus 125 and since moved to a plus 160. So some people are taking action on the under here, but Top G Gerard, he has taken the opposite route and has gone with the plus odds, potentially buying the dip here. So best of luck to him on that endeavor right there. Um, so I think that about wraps it up for your best picks for this week. Anything else on the card that has come to your mind since we started talking? Anything that you have a good feeling about as far as a potential play for us?
Potential plays, I had a few, but I don't know if they're best pick materials. I'll just say some of the ones that I had some confidence is. I was thinking Rob Font,
Mm,
Punahele Soriano, um, Joaquim Silva, and Zach Reese, but I don't know if they're best picks material. They're still kind of not in the. They don't give you too much confidence, I would say. They're
right.
yeah, they're yeah. I don't know if you'd be as confident to put money on those fighters based on what they've shown and experience and some newcomers here. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm also in agreement with you in a sense that this card is going to be trickier to guess correctly and really kind of predict correctly, right? I think coming off of a fantastic card where us personally as a group, we were hitting everything, maybe this is the week where we potentially save some units and play with it for the next week. Because I think there's another one that's coming up December 9th, and then UFC 296, right? With
mm,
Covington versus Edwards. So I'm probably going to also be more conservative this week compared to last week when I felt really great about some of the plays we have. for this week, I mean, the only play that I potentially even thought of that I want to even share to people, with caveats, by the way, is the over 2.5 on Hardy, the over 2.5 on Tate, and then Reese. Those three money line kind of plays would net you, I believe, a plus 172 right now. So that it's a play where I'll probably put maybe like a unit, maybe like a unit plus. You get plus 172 is not bad, but even with the caveats here, I mean, I'm getting a little bit of a weird feeling about the Veronica Hardy Lynn Horth fight because that potentially could end in a finish. But just the women's MMA prop over 2.5 has been hitting at a pretty stellar rate. So I still feel confident in that play as far as a play that I would put a unit on for a parlay. Other than that, I mean, I'm in agreement with you in terms of Kelvin Gastelum. I do think that he's a good underdog, and that's about it for the card. I don't really see a lot
Mm.
more locks. The only lock that I probably have is Zachary Reese, just because I'm fading Cody Brundage pretty hard going forward. And this might be the last chance that we get to fade him. I mean, he's a potential candidate to be cut from the roster. So, this might be the last chance that we get. So I think I'm riding it on a guy like Zachary's. Well, other than that, I think that about wraps it for the best bet video. I hope that everyone has a great time watching some of these fights in Austin. Please look out for some of this like judgy kind of judge scorecards, right? Like they've had some sketch cards in the past, so just be wary of that when you're playing this card. We're seeing a lot of over 1.5s, like that's already kind of getting me sketch vibes. So yeah, I'm probably gonna take conservative approach to this, but best of luck everybody who plays this. Please like, comment, subscribe for the channel, and we'll see you guys next time for the next fight night. Gerard, you have any last words for a wrap up?
Nah, I think we got it all set. Let's get the juices going.
Definitely, definitely. Let's get that juice. Let's get that bread. Best of luck, everybody. We'll be back soon.